everybody, it's Justintime with your Flattopfavs. It's the SOS show. Healthy living, healthy cooking. We got a simple meal for you today. For all of those that love garlic out there, that is going to spruce up our chicken garlic stir fry, all right? And we're going to talk about how we prepared our vegetables. We're going to talk about the temperature in which you got to get your chicken prepared. We've got our minced garlic. We've got our white rice. Brown rice could work as well. But we got everything here set up. And we're going to talk about our sauce that we need for our stir fry shortly, all right? But in order to get this done, we're going to go ahead and take some of our liquid gold here. Actually, we're going to grab some of our olive oil. And we're going to start with our olive oil on the flat top. Now, we're going to run the flat top a little higher than usual. And that's simply because we want a nice sear, okay? So we've got plenty of tongs so that we can stay away from salmonella, right? We want to make sure our chicken hangs out on one side. And before we introduce all of our ingredients together, our chicken is done, all right? So we've got 1 pound of chicken breast that we diced up, large dice, all right? And we're going to spread those evenly on the olive oil, okay? Oh, and it has been seasoned with onions, garlic, salt, pepper. Oh, it smells so good. And of course, we have the star of the show hanging out. So the chicken breast will definitely get some of the liquid gold today. All right. But we want to make sure that we get a nice sear on our chicken breast first. And then we're going to start finishing up everything else. All right. So we've got our chicken. We're going to let it sit there for a minute. And while it's working here, we're going to talk about what we did to our vegetables, all right? So when you're searing, volume is loud on the flat top, so we're going to kick our volume up just a little bit. So we're going to talk about what we did to our vegetables. Now, notice our vegetables have this beautiful color, okay? And what we did is we have a blend of yellow carrot, broccoli, red peppers, as well as green beans. Now, we blanched these, and then we shocked them. Now, we talked about that on a show previously, but I'm going to reiterate what we did. We took them. We've got our boiling water up real hot, okay, rapid boil. We drop our vegetables in there for no more than 2-3 minutes. Let them cook just a little bit, pull them out, and then throw them in a ice bath where we shock them and stop the cooking process because we don't necessarily want them to get soft on us, all right? So our vegetables are pretty much done, but we're going to add those later, all right? So as you can see, as we start tipping in, we're getting a nice sear. So we're going to crank up we're at about 375 on our flat top. Oh, we got some beautiful color coming, okay? So we're going to get all of them loosened up, and we're just going to take our time and flip them, all right? We want nice, beautiful sear there. We're going to leave them down just for a few minutes. And, of course, let's grab a little bit of the gold, and we're going to pour a little bit of gold just to give it that flavor, all right? And then we're going to get, and we're not too far off of adding our vegetables, but the most important thing in this dish is making sure that your chicken is prepared. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can tell if it's prepared, right? Number one, the safe way, right? You take the largest piece, you cut down the middle, and make sure it's cooked, all right? So that's the easy part. Number two, you take a thermometer, and you make sure it reaches 165 degrees. Or number three, you pay attention to the texture and the way that the uncooked chicken feels, and then as it starts to firm up, that allows you the understanding that it's getting close, all right? So let's look at that sear right there. Oh, we got some beautiful things going. So we're going to just start flipping things around, and eventually we're going to add the sauce here, okay? But we want to make sure that we get all sides seared. That's what we were looking for, all right? We're going to grab our spatula here and get everything going. Oh, look at the beautiful color we have on our chicken breast. Oh, yeah. So we've got everything going. Okay, we got a couple pieces that jumped off. Let's get them back on the flat top there. They don't want to leave the earth yet, but guess what? It's almost that time. All right, so we're going to go ahead and flip. And our flat top, we're creeping now. We're at about 400 degrees on our flat top, all right? So we've got all our chicken working together, okay? And now the smell of the chicken breast with those seasonings that I told you earlier are working together. So we've got our onion and granulated onion and garlic powder, as well as salt and pepper. And we kind of got that working, okay? So now everything's working. We're starting to cook. All sides have nice color, okay? And what we're going to do here is we're going to add a little bit of our sauce. Now let's talk about our stir-fry sauce. Our stir-fry sauce consists of 3/4 of a cup of chicken stock. Now you can use vegetable stock if you want it, as well as it includes 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, okay? And then a little bit of soy sauce, so 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and then 2 tablespoons of sugar, okay? And then we've got 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, which will allow it to kind of thicken it up for us. And that's our sauce that we put in our squeeze bottle, and we're going to be using that shortly, okay? All right, so our chicken's working, okay? Smells good. We got everything working. As you see, we love the color that we're getting here. Okay, can you all see that? This is the color. Nice little sear on top of there, okay? That's what we're looking for as we're preparing our chicken breast. And now what we're going to end up doing is we're going to start adding a little bit of sauce at a time, because this is only going to take about 7 to 9, no more than 10 minutes total. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to have it undercooked, number one. And number two, you don't want to have it overcooked, all right? A lot of us run away from our chicken breast as an item at a picnic or at a restaurant, and it's usually because they're overcooked and they're dry. That's what we're going to try and make sure doesn't happen here, all right? So now as we look on the flat top, we've got plenty of space. So now we're going to kind of flatten all of them out just a little bit more and let them cook. And now we're going to add a little bit of sauce. We also have salt and pepper that we're going to be adding to our vegetables. And our garlic, we're going to talk about when's the right time to add garlic, okay? So we're going to do that as well, all right? So our chicken's working here. We're going to slowly start to add a little bit of our stir-fry sauce, okay? And you'll see that start to heat up. Oh, yeah, there we go. And you're going to start to see kind of your chicken start to shine a little bit is what we want. So it's going to take up that sugar. Oh, I smell the soy sauce now. Oh, that smells good. And a little bit of the sesame oil, okay? So that's going to be working good. And we're going to add a lot more before the show is over. But we're just adding a little more. The more we add, the more steam and the more moisture we provide our dish, I should say, all right? So now we've got that going. Oh, yeah. So now you can see, even if you look on the flat top, you can see that sauce is thickening up. And like I was telling you earlier, that's strictly because of the fact that we have a nice teaspoon of cornstarch in our, oh, that looks good, in our sauce. So you can see it's nice and thick. It's not runny. And that's going to just kind of hang on to the chicken breast pieces, all right? So we're going to keep adding and adding and adding. And as you can see, the steam is coming off, and it's just continuing to cook, all right? All this looks wonderful. And this is where we're getting to that point where we're starting to fill our chicken breasts, and we're kind of looking at them to make sure that they are fully cooked, okay? And I think a few more minutes, and we'll be close. Smells good. We've got smell-o-vision we're working on. Haven't figured it out yet, but it's getting close. I'm going to patent that and make sure everybody, maybe we'll just send a little bit in an envelope for everybody, all right? Hopefully everyone's enjoying the weather. Beautiful. That weather came down, and perfect time for, you know, when the winter comes around, that's when you get into all of the chilies and the soups and the sauces and all of that. So that's coming up. But, of course, I'm not telling the winter to come yet. I'm enjoying this 80-degree day today, all right? So we're getting real close, and as you can see, we're going to grab our spatula here and kind of work everything. Oh, if you can really see, we're going to zoom in real quick, and we're going to show you how we add the sauce on, and it's just kind of marrying everything. It's bringing the chicken breast together, okay? And as you can see, it's starting to shine. Oh, we've got a lovely. Now, this dish here is easy. Now, you could have used chicken. Obviously, you could have used shrimp. You could have used beef. You can use whatever protein you want. You could even use portobello mushrooms if you want it. They just wouldn't cook as long, all right? So now we've got those resting, okay? And we're going to let those cook while we start working on our vegetables, all right? So now we've got our chicken on one side. And now we're going to work on our vegetables. And, of course, you know, we're going to load it up with a little bit of our liquid gold for the vegetable side. All right. And then we're going to get that hanging out. And then here come our vegetables. Now with our vegetables, they're already cooked. So all we really want to do is we just want to bring it up to temperature, all right? So that's kind of what we're doing with our vegetables. Oh, look at the color. The longer you leave these vegetables on, the two important things that are going to happen. One, they're going to look terrible, okay? They're going to look dull and they're going to look not fresh. And then two, of course, number two, they're going to you're going to cook all your nutrients out. So you blanch them, you shock them, then you heat them back up, and then you start presenting them on your platter, all right? We have two platters ready to go, and we're going to start setting up our plates shortly. We've got 1 cup of rice on each. We use white rice today, and that's just because that's what we had at home, all right? So we've got that going. Hopefully it looks wonderful. I hope we got a lot of colors out here that you all can enjoy looking at. Okay, and we're about 15 minutes in right now, and that chicken is close, all right? So what we're going to end up doing now is we're going to let our vegetables sit there, okay? And we're going to give it a little bit of sauce here. Not much, just a little, just to give it that flavor. And then we're going to give a little more to our chicken, all right? And yes, I did switch tongs. Definitely keeping the chicken tongs and the vegetable tongs separate, okay? Oh, this looks wonderful, okay? And eventually we're going to go ahead and start plating this up. Now you can do this a couple of different ways. One, we're going to plate up one where the chicken is kept separate for those that don't like their chicken to touch their vegetables. And then once we do that, we're going to plate up a second one, which is going to have everything together as a true chicken stir fry, all right? But the last thing we want to add to our chicken is going to be our garlic. And we already had granulated garlic, but now we're going to put our minced garlic right on top. That way you can get those flavors, and this dish is almost done, all right? Wonderful chicken stir fry here, all right? Oh, our vegetables look good. Oh, they look wonderful. Doesn't take long with the vegetables, all right? So we're going to start plating our vegetables up on one of them, all right? So we're going to go ahead and plate one of them, all right? So we're going to put a couple of vegetables here. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Let's get our broccoli first for those broccoli fans out there. And get some of our beans here, our green beans. A couple of yellow carrots, okay? And now we've got some of our red peppers going on as well, okay? So, oh, there's the starting of that plating. Hopefully that looks good out there. And then we're going to add a few pieces of our, well, first we're going to add our garlic. Now, this is the time where we're going to add the garlic. Now, we wanted the garlic to keep its flavor. Now, if you leave garlic on there too long, then it gets bitter, okay? So we're going to add our garlic last, all right? And that's going to go right on top of the chicken, okay? And the reason we're doing this like that is because we want it to, oh, that looks good. Oh, for those that love garlic, I wish you could smell the combination of the stir fry as well as our garlic. Oh, that looks good. Oh, we've got it working. We're going to let it sit there for a few minutes. Oh, our garlic. Oh, it smells good. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and take a few pieces of our chicken right off. And we're going to plate those there. And there's our garlic chicken with our stir fry sauce. Okay. Oh, that looks, hopefully that looks good to everyone out there. All right. And then last but not least, we're going to switch tongs one more time. And now we're going to actually start bringing everything together, all right? And this is going to be our true stir fry, where we bring everything together, mix it up, and we're going to plate it right on top of our rice. All of the colors are going to come together here, okay? And yes, we can use whatever tongs now because everything is cooked and ready. And here's our color there, all right? Oh, we got stuff jumping off the flat top. It's ready to go to someone's plate, okay? And now we're going to go ahead and plate up that other one, okay? Get my rag here. Let's clean up our mess before we plate up the other one. And that one's going to look just as good. The only difference is we're going to go all on top, both sides, and load this plate up with something that's wonderful, okay? Hopefully that looks as good as it smells. We're going to load up a little more chicken here. And I hope that looks good out there. And there you have it. A little bit more. Oh, wonderful. And there you have it. A healthy dish. You can control the amount of stir fry that you have. And that alone is something simple. We're only 15 minutes into the show, and that's all we had to do. So hopefully you've enjoyed what we prepared. We're going to repeat here. We've got our chicken garlic stir fry with our chicken breasts and our stir fry sauce. 1 cup of rice we utilized for both plates, as well as our vegetable blend of yellow carrots, red pepper, green beans, and our broccoli. Kept one separate, and we mixed one together, all right? That being said, hopefully you enjoyed it, but there's only one way we end the show. You know what time it is. It's JIT, baby, Justintime Flattopfavs with our garlic stir fry. See you next time.